So we're here at the Jersey Shore. As you can see, the waves here are quite rough. So we're going to be building a paddling pool for Sky. Step one is to create a rectangle in the sand and dig it out, and to smooth out the bottom of it. Notice there's a nice smooth area around the edge, and we're now going to build a little trench about 20 centimetres out from the edge. I'll show you that in a moment. Okay, so we've dug the trench around the outside, and we'll be tucking the tarpaulin into that trench and then filling the sand on top of it to hold the tarpaulin in place. So the next thing we're going to do is lie the tarpaulin over the top of our pool. Okay, so just having another look at that. Ours is on a hill this time, so it's a little bit trickier, but you get the idea. Okay, so we've laid the tarpaulin over the pool now, and just filled in the corners. Okay, so this is the next step, just to get it in place and make sure the sizing's okay. And next we're going to be filling in the trenches with sand just to hold those edges of the pool down.
Okay, so now we're just securing the edges. As you can see.
Okay, so now all the sides have been secured. We have packed the sand in around the edge, so all the edges are quite nicely tucked in with sand over the top. So now hopefully, especially once the water's in, that pool is not going to move anywhere. Fill the pool with water, and then it is ready to get into. Another thing we like to do at the beach is to make a really big hole, and we try and make it so that it's like a little home in the sand. So as you can see, it's important when you make a hole that you create some steps so the kids don't ruin the sides every time they go in and out of the hole. So these are my steps here, so I'm just going to go down the steps. Oop. Okay, so they've collapsed a little bit, so they need a little bit of work. So the way I make a step, first of all, in the side of the sand, they weren't quite big enough for an adult, but you need to dig it so that the bottom, so the step kind of like slopes backwards slightly, and then when you do the next step, you go a bit further down, but also just slope that step backwards. Okay, mine's collapsed a little bit, so I'm just going to pause it while I correct that. So we've corrected the steps now coming into the hole. As you can see, the steps tilt back slightly so that when they step down on them, hopefully they don't crumble too much sand into the hole. Now we're going to make some seats in the side of the hole. Okay, the first thing we need to do to make a seat is to start digging where you want the seat to go. So we're just going to dig a kind of semicircle shape into the sand, and we're going to get lower and lower. So at the moment this seat looks very high up in the wall of the thingy. We're going to keep going lower with this seat, so I'm going into the wall and digging the seat lower and lower. So as you can see, it's starting to look like a seat. So the beach hole is ready. I'm just going to give you the grand tour. So as you can see, it's quite a good sized hole. It has 1, 2, 3 seats inside. Start with a regular sandcastle, like a mound. So you dig a moat, pile the sand in the middle, make a hill. We've made a little bridge and then a winding path leading up to the top. We've put a sandcastle made with a bucket on top, and now we are going to do what we call the slop tower. Here come the instructions. Okay, so you've got a bucket that's mainly water with some sand in it, and then you put the sand dry and let it drip out of your hands. Okay, so just let the sand drip on, like this. Let the sand quick while it's nice and wet. Coming up to the top. Take a smaller bit as you get towards the top. Create that wall as you go round. If you want to, you can leave an area for the bridge. If you're really brave, you can dig a tunnel right under the bridge. Is this bridge going to hold? I wonder. She's almost dug through. Tell me when your hands meet each other.
They have met each other.
Yes, look, we now have a proper bridge. Yeah. Now, if you had seaweed, you could put seaweed around the edge of your castle in your moat to make it look like water. You could fill it with water, but it probably wouldn't last. If you're close to the sea, you could have a channel going into the sea so that your moat fills with water. Yeah, if you have some of this seaweed, you could put it in like water around the edge of the moat. I don't think this beach has much seaweed though. Okay, you could also decorate the sides of your castle or your hill with shells. We're going to put some more slop towers around the castle walls just to look really effective.